Hello, love. Welcome home to Eden. So I know some of you thought, oh, what happened? She went on that breatharian journey and she never came back. Did she starve to death? Oh my God, it was the most amazing journey. I went to the retreat that Akahi and Camilla give to initiate people into what their version of the breatharian reality diet is about. And I like their version a lot. Um, Basically, what I learned was that they are full of love. Full of love. I lost 10 pounds of self hate. I really did. And I felt that. I really felt that Akahi, he has this thing that he does where when he's leading the breatharian breathing exercises, at times he starts to flow with this incredibly beautiful messages from the universe to each of us. And there was one day where he was channeling a very, very beautiful spirit. And this spirit was so profoundly loving, that we were just like, it was hard to even remember exactly what he said because the words felt so magically active, like catalysts. And there was another day where in the breathing exercises with him, the prana, the breath actually took over my body. I'm serious. It took over and it started breathing me really rapidly, really fast, at a particular rhythm. And tears are like streaming out of my eyes. And I felt this like plasma, like this huge plasma just like leave my body, like this big silky awful thing that had been there, some way of existing or believing. And what was so beautiful is that in that moment there was this fear of this emptiness, from having let go of a huge, almost like a soul body I didn't need anymore. And Akahi, he was right with me. Last night I was thinking of him in that moment. I cried again because he was with me. He didn't stop looking in my eyes. He wasn't afraid of my process. And what he did was, after helping the breathing, facilitating the breathing with me to keep going and trusting it, he then put in to my soul, into my soul body, this glowing golden bundle of love. It's like muffin love. I don't know how to explain it. It was so soft and sweet and powerful. And what I've found since then is that this self-hate that I had been living in, actually abusing myself in how I was eating with this way of hating myself, it left. It left. And what was replaced was that kind of love that Akahi and Camilla are emanating, of this gorgeous, scintillating, wide open purity, willingness to be that glorious, be that happy, be that sweet, be that thankful, be that radiant, and humble too, present in the moment. It seemed like they were thankful for us. It seemed like Kai actually genuinely was loving meeting us and being there with us. So now that I realize that this it's like 10 pounds of self-hate left, I don't even know if I'm actually much skinnier or anything, but I am. See those smoothies in the background? I changed my whole diet since then. Like, it's a completely new way of treating myself. So basically, all I'm eating is what brings me joy, what feels like self-love. And one of the things I really took in from Akahi is he said, look, I am not here trying to get people to starve and stop eating. He's like, I want you to start taking in prana. I want you to start living on love, like all of the things that you've ever wanted to do, your passions, your joys, your breath, right? And I had a number of times on this journey where I really was hungry, because we had like 3 days with no food or water at all, and a whole week of just some juices, which I kept forgetting to even have the juices because the prana was this whole new experience. Because what I found was I would be starving suddenly in that panic, like, oh, food, I need food. Where's my money? Where's the store? Can't get to it. And then remember, oh, this is about try the prana, right? So try breathing. I would breathe, do the breathing, and the hunger would go away completely. Go away. Go totally away for hours until again something would come back, and then it would be like tuning in, oh, maybe this is real hunger, like this is actual hunger. And then when it was, I'd have a smoothie because we're Costa Rica, there's a lot of fresh fruit down there. But there's fresh fruit in the market from Costa Rica. We can reach it right now, right where we are. And living with all of these fruit smoothies, basically without protein powders, it's all new for me because I've liked fruits before, but found that they were too sweet, too heavy, too much with everything else I was eating. But to replace the whole way of living with prana first, well, actually what Akahi says is love first. Love your day, love your life first. Allow that love to come in of your existence, and then prana, breathing. So we're breathing all the time, right? Breathing in and out every moment. A couple moments without breathing, we die. Well, what does that say to us? It says that the essence of what we really need the most is breath. But there's something that happens when you breathe more deeply and in systematic patterns with really beautiful intentions. And this is why I hope you will go and train with Akahi and Camilla to really learn fresh from the source of the people who've been discovering this, creating this, honing this process to get you there. I'm not a Breatharian teacher, but I want to share with you what it's doing to me to have allowed them to change my life this way, daily, hourly, with how I'm eating. So one of the things that was really beautiful that Akahi was sharing with us is that they're basically, they were breatharians for a long time with like no eating, and he talked about how it got off balance for him after a while. He didn't like it. He felt bored. He wanted the information and the beautiful gifts of the fruits and the foods of the universe to be something he was involved with at times. So what he was really promoting for all of us was not starving ourselves, but taking in more love, more breath, but also liquidarianism. That's what I really got. Like, they're just not chewing. They haven't chewed for years. For many years, they didn't chew. They had just had liquids. And now he's got a family and kids, and so they eat sometimes too, in a nice rhythm. They look gorgeous. It must be working well. But what I found for myself is, liquidarianism. That's interesting, because water has been too boring for me, and also has given me stomach aches at times. Almost just like it's just a lot of work for my body without feeling like I'm getting that much out of it. So look at this. Okay, here's my blueberry smoothie. Blueberry, a little raspberries, what else? And this one has pineapple with it. Yeah. This one is my cantaloupe pineapple smoothie. See that? I got myself a blender. Every day I fill these up with smoothies. This one is my, what's this one? This is a chai with cacao and Costa Rican sugar and almond milk, a hot drink. And this one here, this is about to be my bean thread snicky snack. Bean thread is so interesting because, if you love noodles and they bring you down and they bulk you up, and then you switch over to, say, rice noodles, which are a lot lighter, it can still feel like a lot of carbs that are just kind of empty and just like blah, blah. But what's so amazing about bean thread is it's beans. It's not actually any grain, and it's a lot of water. So when this fills up with water, it's just like a big bowl of juicy water, and you can flavor it with like miso or sesame oil, hot sesame oils, gluten-free soy sauce, sesame seeds, whatever you want, garlic, however you want to. So that's like the savory part. So I got the sweet, the savory, the little bit of sour might be like a lemon water, because I also got myself, check this out. So if you have your kit, imagine you have your kit. This is just a water. I might put lemon in it, so I do have some water with me, but this is a lot of liquids for a whole day, and it's just changing my mood. It's changing my energy levels high, my body. I'm dropping weight like crazy. It actually does seem that way. I've been stepping into clothes I haven't worn in a while. Every day it's like, oh, now this one. But check this out. There's a little rock down there. Can you see that rock? Ew, what's the freaking name of that thing? It's a rock that they talk about how it, like if you tape it to your phone, it'll protect you from all the electromagnetic stuff that comes off the phone that's bad for the body. And you put this rock in water, it actually remolecularizes the water to be in this beautiful crystalline state. And then if you do your love, gratitude prayers to your water, you're going to have those snow crystals, those perfect mandalas, show up in the molecular structure of your water. Actually, you can feel it. So I have, my girlfriend and I, we live here, and we have this water pitcher going where we never quite empty it. We keep loving it, right? And it started to feel like it's silky and like it's pink and like it glows, and so this little rock though is funny because the silky pink thing is not happening. This actually has a little bit of a metallic flavor sometimes, and so it's an experiment. So you get your kit together. So this is my little this is the little coconut-y, this is the little pineapple joy bag, right? You get your bag together, you carry it with you. I also got myself, as Kai suggested, a little blender that goes with me to other people's houses so I can make them smoothies and I can keep with my loving myself. Woo! So this was just really the answer for me. I mean, Kai kept saying, this is it. You add this to your life, you might not need anything else. And that's actually the way I feel. I feel like the body piece, the eating piece was a real struggle that was just bringing me down over and over again, the wrong drugs with the foods I was eating. And I didn't know that I could handle fruits all day long, and and this much self-love. So if you're not having a whole lot of other stuff, the fruit thing, it's different in the body. And then, like, my daughter said, oh, but Mom, if I have that fruit, I'll get a headache, or my energy will go down, and it, like a sugar boost that drops you off. I was saying to her, well, if you have another one before your energy drops off, you won't have to worry about that. And for me, at least, the sugar thing went away when I wasn't, my body's not reacting to it like a negative sugar. I actually am, though, putting a little bit of the Costa Rican sugar that is, it's almost like molasses. It's a crystalline, like, oh my goodness, I should show you. Okay, come on, I'll just show you, why not? This is a really cool thing. We brought this, we went to the market in Costa Rica, and Akahi was showing us this beautiful sugar. Check it out. Sorry, it's a mess in here. I'm embarrassed, but look at this thing. This is a really amazing kind of sugar to get, and you just sort of cut it off and crumble it up, and it's got a lot of flavor and a lot of minerals and a lot of taste. So if you add that to your smoothie, then if it's not sweet enough and it's not exciting enough, then you're all good. What else to tell you, love? Well, doing the breathing exercises has been a little bit of a challenge to remember. Sorry, this is my next video. This is about hair extensions. Letting yourself do crazy adornment things. I can put that away, sorry. Yeah, so to remember to do the breathing exercises is important. I'll get to that place where I'm feeling sort of like panicked a little bit about food, but this is the thing. With these smoothies, it's just like, is that all you're eating? Just like fruit smoothies and a little bean thread? No. I can eat whatever I want, anything I want. That's what I've told myself. Only trouble is, by the time I've had this, I'm kind of full. And I don't really want much else because it gives me so much energy. But Akahi had mentioned, I know I sound like a total, like, oh, what is it, like a brainwashed follower. I am, I'm proud to be one. Well, he had talked about how if you clean yourself out enough, and other breatharians talk about this too, if you go a long time with the dry fasting, say 3 days, 4 days, even longer, he did 11 days, I think, my God, 7 days people have done. What happens is you clean out your gut. I mean, I even had dreams while I was on this retreat that all of these little amoebas were dying in my body, and I was cleaning out this kitchen of all of these old, maggots. So it happens. You do a dry fast, and literally everything starts to die that has been feeding off you. All the vampire amoeba energy, it starts to die, right? So he said that people report that they can now eat things they could never eat before with no reaction after they've cleansed themselves that much. So I decided to take a risk, and after the 11 days, actually for me it was 11 days of cleansing and fasting, with the juices and nothing, that I would try having a piece of pizza. Right now, I'm gluten intolerant. I have the celiac sprue disease, so that means that the smallest amount of gluten has sent me to the hospital before. And it's also been not sent me to the hospital. I've had on and off times, but what's really bad is this reaction of a blowing up like a balloon, like I've gained like 40 pounds overnight. Like, it's a really scary thing. and I was curious, though, after all this cleansing, what would happen. And it's particularly curious because the gods had sent me to a little birthday of some of the hosts, our Costa Rican hosts. They were these beautiful people, and this young boy's 15th birthday, and he wanted pizza, and it was, I have to say, the best looking pizza I'd ever seen in my life. I mean, it was thick, it was huge, juicy, with all kinds of carnal meats and cheeses and vegetables all over it. And I was like, well, if I'm going to try this out, I don't know if I'll ever be as cleaned out as after these 11 days. This would be the moment to try. And this is the pizza, the dream pizza. It's so funny. A lot of breatharians talk about breaking their fast with a piece of pizza, because I guess it's sort of the total opposite of what you're doing. It's like all these grains, all these cheeses, all these meats, all the things that you've been like, I want to break, right? So then you have them all at once. And I did. And girlfriend, I did not have a reaction. This is a celiac sprue person. I didn't have any reaction. Yeah, I didn't. Actually, I was still so high the next day, I felt like I was flying in another universe. The breathing was just taking me into this place where there was like tremors all over my body. I could feel. Now, I haven't been doing the breathing exercises as much because they make me so high. They actually take over my energy system, and I feel like I'm trembling, So I want to do them more, incorporate them more, But I did another experiment. So like, I think it was a week later after coming back, I was still doing juicing. I was at a benefit for homeless people and with some friends, and I wanted to be part of it, and they were serving lasagna. I mean, pizza and lasagna, basically I haven't had those in 20 years because I can't, but it was another experiment. I was like, okay, this is a moment where it feels really connected to loving community, loving myself, experimenting. I'm still really cleansed out. I want to see what will happen. Well, I had the lasagna, and I didn't die, but I think I did start to have a reaction, a little bit of a reaction, just not the huge one that it would have been. And then I felt like, okay, that's enough. I did my experiment. I don't need to start living on pizza and lasagna anymore. But it is really exciting, because basically what I'm doing is saying, Eve, eat whatever you're called to. Just clean yourself out all day. Keep with the beautiful fruit energy, which is so high and so loving and so energizing, and then anything you want, darling, anything, go ahead and have it. But can I be honest with myself whether I really want that or not? And that's where the self-love comes in, right? Because I notice a lot of times I'm eating because I think I should, to please other people, from some desire place, and more I'm noticing that just the smells, as I'm doing all this liquid, a lot more liquids and fruit smoothies, smells are really satisfying in such a powerful way that I don't really need to eat, not much anyway, a couple bites, and the smells are just as if I'm eating. It really, yeah, it's like it's going in, and I'm tasting it on a really full level. So there you go. I mean, I think that's most of my breatharian journey. One more thing that was super amazing, that really taught me about the power of the breathing and the prana, that I want you to go and study with Akahi and Camilla. Go get it, girlfriend, boyfriend, go get it, is they taught these exercises, and there was a beautiful gentleman named Luis who was hosting us at the Vista Turrialba Lodge in Costa Rica, and basically he was watching and learning from the whole process along the way, doing his own thing, But one day he took us down to a waterfall. And in Costa Rica, it's really amazing because there's these huge rolling hills. And what you don't realize as you look over this undulating landscape is that in between those rolling hills are these deep crevices where water is pouring, and there's waterfalls all over the place, right? So he takes us on this hike to get to this waterfall that we've heard about, and the waterfall is, by the time we get down there, it's maybe 45 minutes down, steep, slick, muddy, holding onto ropes. I mean, for me, it was really, really hard. And so we get down there, and it's well worth it, right? It's this gigantic waterfall up to the sky, and not only that, it's got a twin waterfall on the other around some boulders, so it's like a male-female location for weddings, for like fall in love here, so it's all well and good. I'm one of the wild ones. I get in the water, I stay in the water for like an hour, get with the water pounding over me from the gigantic waterfall, and I'm really feeling like I'm getting like a medicine, like the really felt to me like it was like the masculine, the divine masculine pouring down that rock, and there was a face in the rock of this beautiful man speaking to me in the mountain. Hi, honey. and I was just like blissing out, right? So, but okay, time to go back up the mountain, right?
Good morning.
Morning. And so as I'm going up the mountain, it is hard. I can barely get up that mountain. I am struggling. It is so steep. It is so slick. And Luis, very kindly, is staying behind the whole group to make sure I make it up the mountain. And after a while, he can see I'm struggling. I'm just huffing and puffing like an old biddy, And he says to me, Eve, do your breathing exercises. Do them now, see what happens. So I do the breathing exercises, maybe just 2 minutes, right? And this wave of energy comes over me so powerful, I literally run 40 feet up the mountain, run, charging. The energy's so strong. Then the energies run out. I guess that amount of breath was how much energy it gave. And Louis is like, do it again. Come on, just do it again. Because he can see now suddenly I'm teetering again. I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to walk any further. He's like, just do it again. So I did it again. And once again, the energy is so high just from breathing, right? So I run up another 40 feet. And Louise stayed with me the whole time, helping me get myself to just do that breathing exercise and get up that mountain. And I made it up the entire mountain, running up the mountain, pausing to breathe and running. And that taught me the power of the breath is literal physical energy. It's not theoretical. It's not just that it boosts your mood and makes you feel, relaxed, which it does all of that too. It makes you feel relaxed, it lifts you up, makes you feel high, but it is literal physical energy, and that's why it takes away hunger, and that's why it allows you to do a liquidarian diet, a liquidarian life, because it really is pranic energy. But you can start breathing right now. Just start breathing more deeply. It's different when the way we breathe normally is sustaining us in one level, but it's the deeper breathing that becomes a food process. That's what I want you to go learn it really from the source. So just go to Akahi Camilla, Breatharian living or something like that. It'll come up on YouTube and there'll be lots of videos from them. And if you punch the little triangle underneath that, the drop-down list will come down with all their offerings for their courses and for their retreat. Maybe you can go on the retreat. I want to go back to Costa Rica. And when I was there, I really downloaded what I am supposed to be doing for you all. It's pretty close to what I've been doing. It's just more for couples, more clearly about supporting you in your love together before you need therapy. Just your loving each other. So I'll be leading some honeymoon retreats. 5 arts, eternal honeymoon retreats for you and your loved ones, you and your family, even your kids can come. We'll work that out with a program for them along the side. And hopefully we're going back to the Turrialba Lodge because it was so beautiful there. So you can contact me at lovelifewitheve@gmail.com to sign up for one of the first retreats. And I'm going to give an option for some really beautiful dieting and cleansing along with our feasting for this honeymoon retreat so that you can use it to rejuvenate your soul, your body, your love, and your creativity in every way. Okay, love? Love you. Love life. This totally worked out. I didn't die. I just came alive in a whole new way. Okay.